Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend, where honestly, I don't really think we need this legendary building. I have no particular plan for what we're gonna do. Maybe we could try a science victory. We've been researching things pretty quickly so far. Again, the major theme of this game continues, which is that I do not have any idea what my plan is for actually winning. I'm just gonna keep pushing all of the numbers sort of generally upward, and we'll just see what happens. Also, look at this. Look at what a good job they did of building the whatever it is, the algorithm that decides where the bridges go. Like, that's totally functional. It's extremely wild for us to have decided to build the road over top of the river instead of alongside it, but the bridge replacement algorithm is working fine. It's really doing excellent work. See, in some places the road goes just next to the river, and then in other places there's a really weird long bridge that allows you to cross the river long ways, in case that was a thing you ever felt like doing. Anyway, what the heck was I doing? I was completing stuff, I was making friends, I was making trade routes with my friends, I was trying to convince everybody to go to war with purple, because I think that a war with purple is needed, but I'm very nervous about it being me who does it. They have a lot of units in the water, but they do not have a lot of ships. Only 4 of these things are actual boat units. So if we could just put together a little bit more of an actual navy, it would be very dangerous for us to declare war on purple before we have a functional navy in this area, because the second it happens, we're going to start losing fortresses all over the place, right? It's very difficult to imagine that leading to a net positive in the war. But if we're gonna declare war on them, obviously we have to figure out a way that we're going to be able to defeat them in actual combat on land. Fortunately, it looks like their troops are not too advanced. Here, this is a more modern design. 44 attack, 53 damage. Yeah, okay. Their troops are not looking amazing. So Green's at war with them, right? Am I remembering this correctly? Green's at war, and it would be very helpful to us if we could get the Draken into that war. But the Draken were extremely not interested, as I remember it. Now, don't declare war on Green. That doesn't help anybody. Alright, I think I'm going to drop a black spot on the... Yeah, I'm going to drop a black spot on them. I know that's going to sort of rile them up, but I want blue to start picking away at them. And plus, it'll help Green in the war, because Green's already fighting their troops. This is just like a way of funneling money to Green's war effort. So let's go ahead and drop the black spot. Enjoy! And then we're doing some very important building back home. We're getting a lot of stuff done every turn. I am, unfortunately, a little bit enclosed now. I didn't take getting Yarrow very seriously, and so it was taken from me, and I'm kind of like, whatever, it's not a very good territory in the first place. And yeah, I think we just gotta start thinking about how we're gonna make war. Is this a thing that we're particularly well suited to? Not particularly, no. Alright, so a couple more docks done in the same turn. This is good, very, very good news for us in terms of trade routes and as such money generated. Look at that, we ran up to 206 dust per turn. Did I get somebody hit by lightning? I guess so. You know, I was prioritizing the pearls here, not really the other thing. Search and rescue. What is the search and rescue quest? Come back to these ruins with an actual naval unit. Well, I mean, it's just going to be 15 Quicksilver, but 15 Quicksilver it's something. I am a little concerned about the sea monster having moved back in this direction. Don't care for that very much. And we don't really have another play here. How many pearls is that? That does not feel like it's worth driving our dude all the way down there. That said, you know, getting closer to the sea monster also not necessarily the best play. What am I doing? No idea. It's a very low plan sort of game. So I could be spending this time building troops in the capital instead of trying to build a wonder that I know somebody else started first. But, you know, we do have a pretty good build speed on it. In my defense, it does look like it's gonna actually get done. Alright, so what are these Urkin Lice doing now? Ooh, these Urkin Lice are going and getting those 3 pearls over there that I somehow missed until this moment. I do believe very strongly in the building of the military units, but we gotta get all these alchemy workshops up, right? Like, we gotta have science. Then, probably, troops. Most of the Empire is in hardcore science mode, except Undand, which, should it be? It probably should be. We got geomic labs now, let's throw those into the queue everywhere as well. I mean, obviously not in the capital, that could wait. Well, do we have science coming from our terrain? I guess it'll probably affect the water tiles, right? Yeah, probably. And it's such a small... I didn't press the move button. It's such a small amount of overall industry output that, you know, we get it for free pretty much everywhere. Well, you can finish that after you do your thing. Yep, so our Vors got attacked here, which sucks. Now we must run away. Yeah, make it to here next turn. We still have 2 points of movement left. Alright, must remember to mash the execute move orders button. Very important, actually. We have a mastermind in the North Sea who was just coming up here to hit these ruins, because we still do have a couple of ruins unsearched, and that is unacceptable. Oh, right. I was like, this army shouldn't take damage from that, but the lice are immune to the lava. Specialized Polyp 9S is totally not, so he took some damage. That's fine. We're not too worried about that. So, one more technology takes us up into the next era. Once we get to the next era, it's worth noting that there's a lot of value in picking up stockpile tech immediately because of the fact that we are getting stockpiles for free. This will take the value of each of those free stockpiles from 100 to 600 points of the relevant thing, which that's 6 times as much. I probably don't have to explain that math to you. You probably get why that's good. And it doesn't affect our rate of income from the facilities or anything. Oh, hey, the Titan Bones have gathered up. That seems like a good thing to run right now while I'm building this wonder and everything. Okay. So we're probably going to want to redesign the Vor here, because I'm pretty sure our current design for the Vor does not use any strategics, and we certainly have the titanium and glass steel to spare. There we go. Everybody's being very respectful about the sea monster now. Good. Yeah, so Thydra is almost certainly building troops. I'm being attacked. Who dares? Oh, right, sure. That artillery ship is actually fully able to do that. I don't know why I wasn't even thinking about that. Okay, yeah, you got it. You got me. We're not very far off of the next Empire plan. Kind of want to grab these 2 ships and hurl them at it, because it's pretty damaged. And I think there's a good chance that with 2 boarding vessels, as fast as boarding vessels are, we might be able to destroy it. Alright, what was the Empire plan I was thinking about? I mean, like, obviously this one's fine. Oh, I guess it is worth noting, we'll be in the next era, and so we will have access to out here. We probably will not be able to afford anything in that 3rd rank. We are fervent approval right now. We probably don't need that. It may well just be this, although this might be smarter. Yeah, okay, we can do that, right? We're 600 pretty easily. But not if I spend 117 extra? Let me think. Right now we're going to get 240, 260. If I spend 117, actually, we're still totally fine. Because, yeah, we're going to be north of 700. It sure would be nice for this thing to be dead. My life would be a lot easier. Yeah, alright. Let's hope that we actually kill it. The Balanceau power meter there does not have a lot of... doesn't have a lot of hope for me. But we have an initiative bonus, and we're faster than this thing is, and I feel like we should be able to get this. Remember, it has that dramatic reduction in effectiveness against adjacent units, and... yeah, there we go. Easy, absolutely worth it. Apparently the subject of a quest, and so emeralds for me. I totally forgot about that. Not why I did it. And it turns out there's nothing in that ruin. So... oh, those are just transport ships? I might just rush them. We can attack them safely. They're inside of my territory. And they are extremely vulnerable. This is still neutral, and based on the fact that this is neutral even while there have been so many purple ships in the area, I'm assuming this ocean region does not contain fortresses and such, and as such cannot be conquered. Because if they could do it, they would have, right? Sort of like Rexos down here doesn't have any buildings and so cannot be owned. And Urkin has changed hands. It's been taken over by Green. Good news for Green. Hopefully helpful in their ongoing quest to rid the world of necrophages. And yeah, let's take a quick look at the proper Vor design. Let's change this up a little bit. So we did find ourselves this thing. I can't imagine that being useful. Really, the only thing we're looking at here is weapon replacements. So it's like, do we want to stick with the acid spray or do we want to switch to Jaws for more direct biting damage? We get the same attack value either way. I actually really like acid spray. I like the defense reduction, and yeah, let's make this the current ship design, the current most advanced boat design. I mean, this is just a fraction of a turn. That'll be a lot of dust. Get that out, and then start building me some naval units. Because we're gonna need them, it turns out. Yeah, I think this is... I think we have a reasonable plan here. We have a military hero who's, like, very unproven. Oh, shoot, I have 800 dust. There's no way sitting on 800 dust is the right move. I should be doing stuff with that money. I don't know what exactly, but something. Do all my cities have governors? No, not even close. Okay, that's probably what I should be doing. Quicksilver and Blood Crystal, please keep running, because we need you for the approval levels. We don't need the emeralds. Ah, that's a shame. New stockpiles came in right before we were going to get the stockpile tech. So when you research a new stockpile technology, it reduces your current number of stockpiles by, I believe it is 1/2 rounding up. It removes 1/2 rounding up. So I think if you have one, getting the tech will remove that one. Obviously, to prevent it from being super powerful for you to acquire a ton of stockpiles in the early game off the market and then just hold them until you have the techs. So I think we're probably best off just going ahead and firing these now. I'm just going to go ahead and fire these now. And we'll use the... I don't know if this is even going to change the number of turns on this. It probably won't, right? Well, if it does, though, it's a big difference. Yeah, let's... okay, it does. It does, in fact, take one turn off of it. That's pretty good then. I think that's well worth the expenditure. Here, I'm less excited about dust filtration because we're only actually exploiting one tile. So let's just go ahead and start pushing out. Nope, not the basics. Sorry, the good ones. Well, the better ones anyway. We still don't have any armor techs, and as such, we cannot access the upgraded ship armor, and that is definitely something to think about. Darn, I went in the water because I was trying to avoid the lava, but I guess, yeah, the lava is pouring into that space. You couldn't just, like, stay on the outside of this. Alright, we gotta get Specialized Polyp 9S out of this. Damn it, I surrounded him with lava. Okay, get over here. Because remember, no volcanic, no health regen on volcanic terrain, so we gotta get him out of here so he can heal. Alright, necrophage units backed off, so let's go and grab this real fast. It was empty. Cool. Cool and great and excellent. That's 30 grass silk. That's a thing we could totally do. I'm gonna maybe send this mastermind over there. Oh, wait, come back. They're hiding in the fog bank. Should I just have at them? Like, look at how bad the stats of a basic transport ship are. If I sunk a significant number of real land units, I mean, like, the cost differential there, the amount of resources that we would cost them by doing that is pretty significant, I feel like. Harel is getting everything done very quickly, which is obviously very important. That city's got to catch up. I'm going to do it. Again, this is like, I am courting danger here, but let's see how many transport ships we can take down before they kill us. I'm sure it's not going to be all of them, but it doesn't need to be all of them for this to be a good play. And we're looking for a way to kill these boarding vessels, right? So remember, these boarding vessels are ranged units, and as such, they will lose morale if we are adjacent to them. Also beneficial to hide in the fog bank, which gives bonus defense against ranged attacks. That really sucks that we managed to leave that one at 4 health. But, like, yeah, you should finish it. Boy, I tell you, I thought it was going to be more than 2. It's still very good. Like, it's actually beneficial for us to lose control of those ships, so we gave away nothing in exchange for killing 2 of their expensive units. I mean, you know, kind of expensive units. I guess just come home? Did you change your mind? There we go. I guess the first path that it calculated was not actually available. So I don't have any natural grass silk income, right? I have 25 grass silk, and then we're about to complete a quest that gives a little bit more. So how many turns do I have left? He's going to move in 7. It would be kind of neat to get an Urkin. I don't know what we're going to do with it. I don't have anywhere to teleport it to safely, so it would be pretty vulnerable. But, like, you get one if you can. Also, running over here might help us meet Pink, like, which is Pink and Red are the 2 players that we don't yet know. And we have no idea what's up with Red. Never mind. We have a little bit of an idea what's up with Red. We know their location, at least. Yeah, I would like to meet them very much. I want a more complete picture of the geopolitical situation. Oh, and there's that eclipse lighting. Oh no, there totally is a fortress here. The purple's just been very slow to claim it. What is that? Ah, a food stockpile facility. Okay, purple now has control of this ocean. I'm assuming from the size of this that this is the only fortress in the ocean, probably. That's a real shame, because we're now going to get teleported out of here because their borders are closed to us. So we got some sources of grass silk and titan bones in our territory. Remember, the fortresses, the facilities on our fortresses do not open up based on our personal scientific progress, but rather the progress of the person who is most advanced. So when somebody else reaches Era 4, some of that stuff will potentially open up. Or, like, if we got there first, obviously that would do it, but I can't imagine. So I kind of think I just want to grab this very first. Just have that in place for future stockpile gathering. And since it is about to be eclipse time, probably a good moment for you to come home. Oh, interesting. Are they at war? They're a little bit at war, and oh, cool. Okay. Oh, I want a power block so bad. We can't afford to. I don't want to spend influence right at this moment. But once we finish the Alchemic Institute, maybe that's a good idea. Also, I'm not buying governors. Should be buying governors, but you know what? Since we haven't bought governors, we do have all this dust. Wait, what? Come back to the ruins with a naval unit. I came back to the ruins with 2 naval units. Maybe that's the problem. Does it have to be just exactly 1? Ah, yes, because we're giving it away. Well, I'm cool giving them the horribly injured Vor. Especially since this isn't a Vor we want to use for warfare anyway, because these are the ones that are on the really basic design. So actually, maybe your deal is come down here and search this stuff? Yeah, we should definitely rebuild the Nidya villages. I think that's a very high priority. Are you guys really... this whole time, huh? I mean, it's fine. They were completing a building every turn anyway. It's not like it was harming us too much. So, how much is this? Only 548, and it guarantees we actually get it. I feel like probably I oughta. And now, the purchasing of the heroes. We will stay focused from here. So Tinu the Chosen has influence boost 1, and now that we've done that, we can bump some people onto influence and try to put together the ability to make friends. Influence efficiency. Honestly, not a lot of winners here. Tinu's fine. That Tinu's level 3 already, but with no skill points spent, so that's pretty good. Yeah, these are not awesome governors, actually. Alright, where do we want a Tinu the Chosen? Probably in the city that has the population. Let's go ahead and just give you those. Get some centaurs done and get you some XP, and then, yeah, we're working on more money. Hopefully this will be a lucrative, what do you call it? Dust eclipse. So actually, you want to go there. Alright, so we sort of like accidentally stumbled ourselves into a wonder, thanks to the magic of strategic resource facilities. And let's move the capital, the governor of the capital has some bonus influence output. But I probably don't want to do it anywhere else. Everywhere else is building stuff. Building stuff that matters a lot. So yeah, I guess we'll just do this for the moment. Alright, good luck to us on these ruins. Could really use some good news here. The Eye of the Farthinker. Somebody else defeated 10 armies of other empires. Not a huge surprise, given how little aggression we've been engaging in. Alright, good start. Mithrite already. Is that that is not a movement conflux. There is a movement conflux up, but it's all the way over there. We probably don't need it. So I still have open borders with the Draken. I could sweep in and steal their ruins. Otherwise, this army doesn't have a lot of play right now. So we can go get the health regen thing and try to get our hero back in shape for the military conflict that is to come. Also, a dearth of dust fired simultaneously. Kind of awkward. You know, I'm assuming that the cost reduction from Slave Driver does apply to naval units. I don't know that for sure, but I would think it would be very strange if it didn't. I guess we can probably check, right? So you're in Cthydra. Cthydra is currently showing a build cost of 450, which means 3 turns. And if we buy this, does it actually change the display there? Yes, it does. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna build the I'm gonna build us an altar. Start leveling up this. Start building around this science building to level it up. I'm gonna build the sort of the classic triangle here, and then we'll see what else comes of that. Probably want to get that done relatively quickly. So yeah, we got ourselves a cool floating crystal. So it gives us a reduction to past era researches and 25 science per level. So getting it leveled up has a pretty significant gain. You are not allowed to move. Oh, no, you are allowed to move deeper. Wait a minute. Did Purple not? I thought Purple had closed their borders to us. Was it just the other way around? No, they're... Huh. Does that not work on ocean regions? Uh-oh, friend. I think it is very likely that you're going to get attacked. Just run. Just make for the land. We may still be able to get Chaka's attention. Alright, so we're very fast for the moment, but unfortunately we don't really have anywhere to go. I suppose the smart thing to do is to have my naval units waiting, like, garrisoned in fortresses. But really, we're not doing anything until we've massed up a couple of these, right? Alright, so you're coming down here. I mean, you may as well go through the Pearl on your way over to those ruins. And yeah, sadly, still not in a position to be making any deals. So that's a level up for the city center, which is good news. Extra stats and approval for the city. Alright, we don't care too much about that. Did I let somebody else get hit by lightning? Am I not paying attention? Yeah, I guess so. Well, in my defense, the lightning's kind of hard to see, right? It's only visible on the tile a certain percentage of the time. So, let's go ahead and do this thing. I am very comfortable with this plan. Alright, so faster units, more fighty units, and hopefully we'll be ready to fight soon. We're building as fast as we can. So what's next? Now that we got that under control, this is just get somebody to level 8. That's gonna happen or not, whatever. We don't really have a huge amount of direct control over it because the things you have to do to influence that are like very expensive. 50 of each strategic. It's not really within our power to determine whether or not that's a thing we're getting. So I guess at this point, you know what I would like is the ability to assimilate another minor faction, because I don't feel like our army is really complete yet, build-wise. We're not desperate for bread and circuses, although getting dust refinery is probably pretty good. We don't really need extractors because we hardly have any resources. We have no adamantian or palladian deposits actually within our empire at all, right? So The income of these that we have is strictly from fortresses. I guess one thing we could do is we could pick up armor technology. So like the tier 1 armor tech for Adamantian and Palladian doesn't give you the best Adamantian and Palladian armor for your land units, but there is only one tier of each resource's armor and weapons for boats. So this would give us access to some pretty high tier boat armor. I don't know if that's the first priority, because like I think we're in a position where it's going to be pretty easy for us to claim ownership of the seas. And I think the thing that's going to limit us on the ocean is not the strength of our units, but rather their number, just trying to have enough to cover a wide enough area, because obviously we have a ton of border with purple. We could grab the artillery ship, which is certainly a pretty useful thing. And the artillery ship does allow us to use, to bombard coastal cities. So yeah, any city that has a coastal tile can be sieged by a naval army, a navy, I suppose. And you can burn down the walls that way and then have your land units come in and claim it. So maybe artillery ship tech is actually very good here. You know what? I'm into it. I like our units, but the naval units that we get naturally are not very versatile. Okay, you changed what you want to a thing that I don't have very much of. I am not at peace with blue. They will attack me if I move over there. They're just going to take this Urkin by force. Okay, and we're not going to be able to trade resources with anyone because we can't afford the deal. Right, because we have to make peace first. Interesting. You really want to be at peace. But yeah, it'd be a 64 influence deal, even if they had the right stuff. Well, I would like to be at peace with you. I will just take this. A deal very much in your favor. Or at least that's how you'll think of it. And that'll make it easier for green to want to make friends with us because now we have a mutual ally. You are still only at war with green. Okay. That's really awkward. That it changed to bloodstones. How long is it going to take me to get enough bloodstones? In case the, oh, it's going to be like 3 turns. You know, it's possible that the Alayi army will decide not to engage because they'll get distracted or something. It's also possible that they will engage and they'll just get killed. But I'd be lying if I said I thought that was likely to be the outcome here, so I guess we're probably just coming home. It is really what it is. So that's blue territory. Do we know where Pink City is? We really don't. I had assumed it was up here somewhere. And blue hasn't killed them yet. They're still in the game. Oh, that territory that was red has turned brown. So the Ardent Mages they're doing a bit of aggression on their neighbors. And lucky us, we are not having to deal with that. So yeah, I don't know. You're probably exactly where you're going to end the turn. You could skate down here and steal a ruin, maybe? Y'all should just hang out up here, right? We just need health regen time. We picked up the regen conflux, and now we just hang out. And you can hang out in here for the moment. Okay. Yeah, so this coming turn will have enough influence to maybe make a deal with green. We'll see. How does it look like the war is going? Okay. It looks like green's doing just fine, probably. If green starts beating purple back, we want to have troops on the ground up there to start stealing stuff from purple when their armies are elsewhere. So, maybe land units after these 2 wars are done. Yeah, there's a lot of potential gain in just being an opportunist. Somebody built a guardian, which I don't think I care about. Blue attacked my unit instead of the Urkin, which is funny and I think probably pretty counterproductive. I mean, I don't know. Let's see if they'll let me. It may be the case that their land units are mostly engaged elsewhere on account of the war and everything, so... Ah, it is in fact purple. Purple is the one who has risen a guardian. Well, we'll see about that. I am going to send my meager extant land army up. Am I? Does that make sense to do, really? Yeah, opportunism requires boots on the ground. You have to prepare yourself. We have to get ready to get lucky. Let's put in the effort that will enable us to get lucky, potentially. And actually, we should probably redesign the Centaur thing real quick here, because we can upgrade all their Tier 2 iron stuff to Tier 3. May as well. It's not much of a cost difference. But you gotta love extra stats, and 4 turns on each of those. Unfortunate, but acceptable. What's retrofitting cost? 100 each. Okay. So yeah, we'll get 2 of those retrofitted. That won't be a big deal. Yeah, so the quest for the Guardian slaying unit requires us to interact with a ruin way out there. Doesn't matter, nobody likes this quest anyway. Get 2 more strategic extractors within your empire for an amount of influence that you don't care about. A quest that we can safely ignore. Somebody moved up into the next era, and as such, a lot of our facilities have probably opened. Let's just go look at our fortresses. This will be an easier way of doing this. So, this stuff was all open already. That's a Hyperium facility. That's great news. Got some hydromial income now. That's cool. We had blood crystals already. More Hyperium. Looks like even more hydromial, some red sang, some dust water. A lot of good luxuries. A little light on the mithrite, but could be a lot worse. Double red sang facility is actually wonderful. A component design facility, plus 10% attack, plus 10% defense. So it doesn't actually say it in the text of the effects there, but the flavor text, the italicized text above, does strongly suggest that this is only for ships. That would be my assumption. And -1 dust per fortress on other empires. That's pretty, -1%. That's pretty bad news for the other empires. We have quite a few fortresses. What is it? 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. we have control of 21 fortresses. So that's a pretty significant penalty for everyone else. I don't know if it applies to my allies or not. I would like for it not to create that extra incentive to be friendly with me. You know, I do love some friends. So we want to put this down here because that's how it will be easiest to level up. What do my trade routes look like right now? Yeah, I bet the Draken don't have cargo docks. So a thing that would definitely be valuable for us is to try to trade into peace with players while giving them the cargo dock technology, which apparently these guys already have. So that's good news. Just to both, first of all, to get lots of trade value, and secondly, of course, to ensure that we do get the to ensure that we do get the trade routes that we so desperately seek. Does Zoar have docks? No, it has exploitation, but it has no proper docks. So we wouldn't be able to run trade to this city. Obviously, we want to be running trade routes across our owned oceans where possible. So it's going to be 30. Okay. I currently have 25. So give me 5 blood crystal. Is this deal acceptable? Sometimes the contract indicator gets stuck, and if you just mouse over any term in the available terms window, it'll fix it. Okay, yeah, give me this. I'm gonna have my unit here flee in this battle, and then immediately try to throw Chaka into the ocean. Oh boy, is that a good idea? They have real ships right there, but I can't relocate you to any... Yeah, there's no gaps anywhere. I want to get control of Chaka, but I don't want to immediately hand it over to somebody. And green has a lot of troops in the area. I'm not sure what I will do. If we can just make it back to here, we'll be fine. So yeah, getting Chaka in the ocean as quickly as possible is a good idea because it's the eclipse and we have so much movement. All right, let's try that. So we retreat. Oh, give me control of my units. Let me talk to the Urkin. Why can I not click? Why will it not? Wait, did I get attacked again? Oh, right. That's an Alai thing I forgot. They can attack twice during the eclipse. That's... Yep, we just lose our mastermind. Oops, I didn't mean to hit manual there. I meant to auto-resolve that. Like, we should do some damage if we can. I'm just gonna... Hooray, 20 damage. We got him. Yeah, I forgot. Man, the Alai are so good and cool. Well, the Urkin would probably not have been hugely valuable to us. Obviously, it's just like would have just been a military unit. But it's a pretty good military unit. Ah, well. Okay, so we got lots of other stuff going on. We are going to have heroes soon. Grudge. Oh, yeah, okay, we just hit 6 population. I was going to say, I think it has to hit 6 population before we can build another burrow. But yeah, that'll get us there. So I don't think we had any particularly important orders entered in. I mean, you're going to grab that if you can. Nope, they're going to get it before you. Okay. They have 11 movement. Well, sad times, so they're going to get that one too. Is this a message about our common friends? It is indeed. Common friends are a sign that suggests more trust and less conflict. And given the state of your army right now, I cannot tell you how happy I am to hear you say that. So Chaka was taken by green twice, apparently. Is Chaka actually... Okay. I wonder if what happened there is that Chaka was taken by blue, which generated a message, and then by green, which generated another message, but by the time I clicked on the message, it had updated to have the correct information that Chaka is green at the moment. Oh, right. We can enter Purple's territory because they're black spotted, I'm pretty sure. It's not that ocean regions don't close. It's that the black spot allows us to be extremely disrespectful, which is why we built it. Okay. That's a shame. We should probably check over here. We don't know for sure whether there are more ruins or not. And Grid Edge, I think we do, in fact, want to just build this one more burrow. So that'll level up these two simultaneously. And we can probably pull people back off of influence output. I am just going to go ahead and retrofit these. So we want to get in the ocean over here. so that we don't have to ride across the lava. Out of curiosity... Okay, nothing has changed about this situation yet, but the necrophages are making enemies with people who have friends, and that's not, broadly speaking, a good long-term strategy. So I'm hoping we'll see some aggression from the Draken on that front at some point soon here. All right, so let's get a couple of ships into position. I'm going to have you produce a military unit as well. And we're actually doing all right on population growth speed, even with all of our people industry focused, which is something I always worry about. So we want at least, let's see, these two military units make a full army of 6, right? So we don't, if we build more land units, we're talking about increasing our total number of armies, which is probably a good idea, but... Oh. Sorry, am I allowed to re-equip my hero in my ocean region? I just realized this hero has no equipment. And obviously that should not be the way that is. I guess you may as well get Sharp Sense. I mean... And then what do we want to do weapon-wise? So we're allowed to go with one-handed swords and shields or with two-handed swords. So we're getting Infantry Slayer. The two-handed swords will have a higher level of it in addition to having the bonus stats. I think that's probably fine, right? Like the Necrophage armies are not going to be super heavy on ranged units, although we do know that they have assimilated the Magtai. So they do have some archers. If I went with this instead... So right now we're at 152 attack, 92 damage, and 81 defense. And Infantry Slayer 4. Versus 138.88 with 113 defense and block, which of course is pretty significant. Yeah, maybe this is better. I want to keep this hero alive as best we can during combat. And then we do need to get some armor tech because we need to start getting some trinkets. All right. Well, we've been stewing for this war, sort of like slowly in between building other things for a while now, and I think it is maybe getting close to that time to actually move. Once again, as always, we're kind of looking at like, okay, they already have cargo dock tech, and they do not want to be my friend. Are they friends with anybody? Do they have anything going on? Nope. Do we have a sense of the military conflict between those two? The Ardent Mages apparently suffered some pretty serious military losses, but rebuilt them very quickly. And green and purple are arms racing as fast as possible, while I, try to like do a little bit of skirmishing and just skim some off the side. We'll see if this ends up being like deeply foolish. Maybe I cannot like hang meaningfully here, but yeah, there's only so much upgrading you can do to ships. Okay, we do have Fomorian Slayer. And it's worth noting that their Fomorian Slayer will not be active against our against the Vors, right? The Vors do not read as, yeah, they are Morgar units, so yet another advantage we have. Can we, so green has shipping technology, right? Can we get vision with green? What would I have to give them? I don't feel like this is actually a big trade-off. They probably don't have any stockpile stuff going on anyway. I don't really want any of your other things. I'm inclined to just let you... Yeah, to just do this. And again, give you another deal that's massively in your favor. Because we're not going to be able to get, like, a tech off of them. Oh, well. Maybe. So this is going to drag the influence price of this deal beyond what we can pay, though. But, like, honestly, alchemical armor would be pretty useful. No, I'm just going to do it like this. They're just going to get a big payday off of me. You know, I could take a bunch of dust. That would be okay. Let's ask for like 320 of their dust. Yeah. So we get a better sense of what they're dealing with and where their docks might be, if they do indeed have any. The fact that they have the cargo dock tech, obviously, does not necessarily mean that they've actually constructed any docks. So yeah, they clearly, they have not, sadly. Their capital is inland. I mean, it makes sense. Their territory is not huge. So this is Red. Red is a Roving Clans player who has been... Boy. This is weird. This is a weird thing that's going on here. So Pink is the Mycera player. They stole a Roving Clan city. So Red's been at war with Pink and Brown, and they're looking pretty close to collapse, but they may well survive for some amount of time, just like out here on Aldodev. Okay, well, it would be really cool if Green would build some docks. That would be, I would consider that a friendly move on their part, but there's not really anything we can do to rush them into that. But that has given us a tremendous amount of information. I guess the other thing we should look at here is, like, what exactly is the extent of Purple? So Purple has two kind of smallish pieces of land, which may end up being a huge problem for them if we could just talk Blue into fighting them. What about a version of this where we fight Purple together? No, that's not gonna work. Yeah. Is Blue feeling a little underpowered, maybe militarily? Yes. Okay. They're unlikely to want to expose themselves to anything. All right. Well, we have a plan. Let's just keep plugging, I guess. For the moment. Like, this is... I feel like this has been a very sloppy and unfocused game, and it really speaks to the strength of getting some fortresses early. Like, obviously, it's not unreasonable for the Morgar to do this. What is this? Ah, they bought off the black spot. A map exchange with the Draken does not benefit me at all. We'll consider that in a second here. The Elai have taken Chaka back. Like, obviously, it's very easy to do with the Morgar, but if you put a little bit of effort into it, it actually is a thing you can do with any faction. You just have to figure out what is the right amount of resources to pour into boats, because if you go too high, then obviously you leave your cities too far behind, and if you go too low, you can very easily put yourself in a position where all of the resources that you have spent add up to nothing. If you get just like a little bit behind the development of the boats and the fortresses. So as ever, it's something you got to be smart with. All right, so Greenwich will get this done, and then we can probably pull people off of influence work once that has happened. You can just go ahead and jump in here for the moment. I'm going to run up and steal your pearls. Oh, right, they're not black spotted anymore. Well, we can just reapply the black spot. It's going to be expensive because of the fact that it was just pushed off. But it is an option we have to just push for that again. We're probably going to want... Let's see. So, like, obviously, public works is reasonable to go after. Our capital can produce an awful lot of influence very quickly, so a national arena there would actually be pretty powerful. We probably want to go after Dust Refinery first. I mean, there's a lot of value in influence plays with us. Yeah, I'm going to get public works. It's not even a thing that we're not going to build museums everywhere because we obviously have very few districts, but a museum and an arena in the capital is going to make things like a lot easier for us in terms of continuing to mess with other players using our powerful influence abilities. And we're not so desperate for money. Alright, I guess Vor at this point may as well just head back to the front via whatever method seems most sensible. And they've done a good job of cleaning up. We got ruins over here that we haven't searched. So that's for the quest, The Other Side of the Seas. We'll get Wolfbait the Shepherd when we search this ruin. Okay, that's fine. I'm assuming hero costs are, yeah, a little bit high. We'll get there. Keep in mind, this is the amount of dust per turn that we're seeing with the, this is the amount of dust that we are per turn that we are seeing with Dearth of Dust active because of our facility. So when Dearth of Dust runs out, I'm expecting we're going to be in like pretty good shape here. We do have real purple armies moving in on green. Looks like in pretty scary ways. Battleborn, of course, are always terrifying. Yeah, and they're getting some real actual combat stats on these units. Ones that make me a little bit nervous. Guess you need to get down here. Keep in mind, these lice are not going to be very good combat units, right? I wish you could see the stats of units while they are in, at least your own units, while they're in ships. Yeah, because we don't have designs for the lice and cannot give them strategic gear, their stuff's going to be a little weak. So that's very, very slightly positive. Yeah, there's no reason for us to give them that. We can't wring anything out of it, so. I have concerns. Green's army is pushing in on purple as well. So what we're really looking for here, mostly, is an opportunity to pounce on a poorly defended purple city. Once we have, like, we're looking for a place where purple is committing their military against green in a very significant way, and we can just leap in and steal stuff. Because I don't actually want to, like, go to the effort of fighting their armies. That seems like a lot of trouble. Oh, yeah, plus 80 XP when recruiting a unit on naval units. Go ahead and build me one of those. And then, you know, probably some naval units. So we've got our artillery ships now. Very cool. They remind me a lot of, oh, geez, I don't remember what it was called, but there was this game that used to be able to buy, like, booster packs of at the supermarket, where it was all, like, little... They looked like, you know, card game booster packs, except they were a little bit bigger, but they had all these little, like, paper craft, like, cardboard ships in them that you would assemble, you know, slotting the different pieces into each other. And it was actually a pretty fun game, but it was expensive enough that it did not really catch on among my friends, and it's very sad for me. So we can replace your, right now you have the City Destruction Cannon. So this gives you the City Breaker trait, bonus fortification damage per turn. I believe, yeah, this ship can siege a coastal city, even if you swap the weapon types out, but it loses that extra bonus. And City Breaker 2, is it just +8? I mean, that's pretty significant. If you have a navy that is 6 of these things, you're doing, you know, 48 fortification damage a turn. That'll strip the armor off a city in just a couple of turns. And they can't respond to it with ground units. They have to have a navy, which then has to, like, actually be able to shoot your ships. Obviously, the trade-off there is that if you pick up this thing, it gives you +2 attack range and lets you shoot like a naval force that has a couple of tough ships and a couple of precision artillery ships. Is very, very hard to fight because they can shoot you from way out of retaliation range. We're building them for this purpose because we don't think that the necrophages will necessarily be able to stop us. Is this just plus... Yeah, okay, +2 vision. I mean, what is the cost of that? 50? It's probably, honestly, it's probably not worth it. We probably don't need the armor if we're using them correctly. I would rather have initiative than armor. Yeah, let's try it like we should equip the Fomorian Slayer though. All right, let's build a couple like that. So build me this thing followed by a couple of artillery ships. Some Vors on the front line, some artillery ships on the back line, and... Boy, the Centaurs just do not have... When you compare the stats of these Centaurs to the stats of those necrophage units, I have concerns, for sure. We're gonna need more bodies. That's, I think, the big takeaway here. Alright, let's merge up. Yep, you're doing what you gotta do. We should probably actually relocate this group. Like these more northern fortresses. The cluster of fortresses up here is what's going to get attacked when we declare war. So I guess for the moment we can just snap in here. And they are building ships. It does seem like they're thinking about it at the very least. This turn we could potentially hire a governor. We probably should hire a governor. Let's actually go the other way. You all run up there and meet up with them. The Titan Bones have run out, which is a sad time for sure. We'll just sit here and be very sneaky for a moment. They'll give us Hyperium for the design for artillery ships. That's interesting. I can't imagine that's worth it for us. But Hyperium's a high value good. They might be willing to do something else for us. Looks like not really. We're gonna have a hard time getting any real technology out of them. We can totally get native district or imperial coinage or alchemical armor. I think it's probably worth picking up one of these. Being able to have army damage and army initiative trinkets on our lord is probably pretty solid. And then obviously this will also give us the ability to build science and dust trinkets on our governors, which is also good. This will just be adding a troop type to our army, which is useful for sure. Being able to run those orcs would be nice. I think this is probably... These are both important. And the thing is, we can just go back and research them ourselves, and we do get a discount to doing so. So probably it's not... Yeah, probably I'd rather make a bigger trade, but I don't know what there is for you to give me. I'm still not trading with you at all because you don't have any docks, so commercial agreements and stuff. Yeah, I don't actually think we want to make a deal on that. So what is it going to cost us to re-black spot? 254. I mean, it's a lot. I don't want to just throw my influence away. But the fact that it's more expensive for us to reapply it means that it's going to be more expensive for them to peel it off again. So it may be the case that they won't be able to afford it. We might actually be able to get a sense of that. Their influence income is remarkably high. Ridiculously high, in fact. Never mind. That is not a game we can win with them. Why do they have so much influence? Okay, well, never mind that thing I was saying. So we have 3 good Vors up there, I guess. I'm allowed to make the maritime facility everywhere, right? Yeah, let's make sure we actually get those up. We'll build another artillery ship out of one of the other cities. So we'll have an army that is 3 Vors and 3 artillery ships, and then we'll go to work and get some things done. So I guess for the moment, we're just watching. We're not ready yet. I'm not ready to move yet if I don't have to move yet. And it looked like green won a battle up here, but in a way that left the winning army pretty brutalized. Okay, back to the normal season. Not my favorite thing ever, obviously. I would prefer to have all that bonus movement still. So I'm kind of curious if the Uarden thing is going to play out this turn. There's a lot of troops running around with no lords. And a lot of like weird half armies. Oh hey, we've formally met Pink now. Where did that happen? Ah. They have weird random units running around in Brown's territory. Okay, well, good to know them at least. I do think that knowing red is probably not so important. Okay, we can kind of see the staff of a Dust Guardian in there. What I would really like is to be able to see the flag of this city and know how many units are sitting in its garrison. Green is doing their level best. Alright, we got 100 dust, which is pretty cool. We got Wolfbane the Shepherd. Equip Wolfbane the Shepherd on a hero and return to the Sisters of Mercy in glory. No, that's okay. I think we're good. I think we sort of get the idea. So I'm going to have Galarath produce this other ship. Yeah, I miss my absurd movement rate already. We should probably come back and merge up. Probably do want to finish building the ships before we go back on this. How long are we going to be without the Titan Bone booster? Oh, a turn, actually. Okay, well, that being the case, let's go ahead and run one more turn here so I can fire that booster off before we call it for the episode, because I will forget. And that's a pretty important one not to forget, in actuality. So we're still seeing little bits of purple navy. You know, a spy would be helpful. Just to keep an eye on what they're doing. So, do we have any heroes here who are like extremely compelling as governors? Because if not, we may just hire Mawusi Boakye and insert a spy into their empire. There is an Exid. Gosh, I do love an Exid the Chosen. Well, We'll see it'll be available next turn. Because, you know, exclusive. So let's go ahead and buy this Exit. You're leveled up, and your skill point is already spent in a terrible location. But that said, you're a cultist with industry efficiency. It's very hard to argue with. So let's put you in Harail. And Harail still has a lot of catching up to do. It doesn't actually need the central market immediately. We'll definitely want to just start building districts around this dock. Okay, all stuff that we will get done plenty quickly. I definitely have concerns. How do Green's units look in terms of stats? Sadly, they look more like our units, which is, yeah. They're going to have a hard time competing against equal numbers of necrophages, and sadly, they don't even get to do that. They're having to compete against superior numbers of necrophages. Well, we could make landfall up there and just try to help. We can attack Purple's units without being at war with Purple if we're in Green's territory while we're doing it. Maybe the right move? Oh, come on, merge. Come on, you can do it. There's enough space for these two armies to... I want to spend the bigger army's movement. I don't know why it won't. Huh. Yeah, definitely rerun those. Go ahead and fire this and also that for sure. Okay, that Sisters of Mercy village got burned down. You know, it happens. Let's go ahead and put you out into the ocean. Oof, these artillery ships have 3 movement. That's awkward. So Undand doesn't really, like... We could build out more districts. We don't have enough population here to build a shape that'll get us any level ups, though. Well, on 7 population, that's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, you need to be at 8 population to... I guess by the time we finished building all the boroughs, we'd be there. But maybe we should just keep building military units. Let's put out at least 1 more army's worth of military units before we stop. So y'all for the same reason. And you know, I'm currently not... I don't have these set up to mix in any... Okay, it just would not allow me to do that. I currently don't have these set up to... These armies set up to have any masterminds in them. Maybe that's a mistake. I mean, the mastermind is truly awful at combat, right? There's absolutely no combat value to having a mastermind around. To the unit's actual attacks. But it casting Bloodlust on other units that do have real stats can be meaningful. So maybe I should be... I don't know. So what I'm thinking right now, in case you couldn't tell, and you probably could... Oh, God. Oh, man, look at that. Oh, we could feast 12 tiny little transport ships. And, like, think about the actual combat value of this army. They might all actually die fighting 3 Vors. Oh man, we may have to pounce. Are they completely out of movement right now? Yeah, okay, they're not going anywhere. So if we declare war this turn, then begin next turn by just sailing up and devouring that whole army on the sea, obviously we're going to have some problems with these fire ships. That's going to be a real issue that we do really have to deal with. And we're not quite in position to do that, but I think this may be our moment of opportunity. If they don't leave troops from the force that took Huarden back to actually defend Huarden, we can just claim it and then... A lot comes down to whether I think green has an army sufficient to keep purple's army from just overwhelming them. Because if green can put up a reasonable fight, we can do our own part. Boy, I don't know. It's very hard to tell. All right. I think this is where we're going to call it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, just as soon as I can get it out, I think it's time to pull the trigger on this war. I think we have to do something now, and I really do not know how that is going to turn out. And we'll see you then.